Good afternoon. It's the 1 p.m. news from Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Here's the news read by Fumilayo Adetitun. First, the news headlines. President Buhari approves immediate suspension of Adamawa State Resident Electoral Commissioner Udu Yunusa Ari. NAPTIP unveils cybersecurity team to tackle online sexual exploitation. Russian warplane accidentally bombs own city. In the world of sport, Fabio Paratici resigns as Tottenham managing director following ban from football. Now, the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate suspension from office of Barrister Udu Yunusa Ari, Resident Electoral Commissioner (REC) of Adamawa State, pending the completion of investigation by the Inspector General of Police on the conduct actions of the REC during the supplementary election in Adamawa State. This directive was contained in a statement by Willie Bassi, Director of Information for the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. According to the brief communique, the President also directed the immediate investigation and prosecution, if found liable, of Barrister Udu Yunusa Ari by the Inspector General of Police. Similarly, the President has directed investigation by the Inspector General of Police, Director General of the Department of State Services (DSS), and the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) of the role of their offices in aiding and abetting the conduct or actions of Barrister Udu Yunusa Ari, and if found culpable, appropriate disciplinary actions to be meted out to them. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has said the outcome of the 2023 election was in line with his pledge to leave a legacy of free and fair elections in the country. The president stated this in his goodwill salam message to Muslims on the occasion of the Eid al-Fitr celebration to mark the end of the 30-day Ramadan fasting season. The statement was issued by his spokesman, Malam Garba Shehu, in Abuja. Buhari explained that the outcome of the elections was in line with my pledge to leave a legacy of free and fair elections. The president believed that the elections were so transparent that even members of his own party were outed and unseated. On the Ramadan fast, Buhari congratulated Muslims on successfully completing the demanding spiritual obligation. As Muslim faithful all over the world complete the Ramadan fast to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has tasked Nigerians with peaceful coexistence, national integration, and sticking to the lessons of Ramadan, which provides solutions to some of the problems facing the country today. Governor Bello made the call in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Onogo Mohammed, in Lokoja, stating that the teachings of Ramadan were centered on humanity, kindness, and peace and love. The governor also urged all Muslims to ensure that the lessons they had learned during the Ramadan season and their acts of devotion remained a consistent way of life even after the 29 days exercise. Governor Bello noted that Ramadan was a season of several teachings that is centered on humanity, kindness, peace, and love. Hence, if these lessons were imbibed, many of the problems in the country would reduce. The governor thanked God Almighty for keeping everyone who had witnessed the end of the Islamic holy month in strength and health. He used the opportunity to again harp on the gains of our peaceful coexistence and national integration as he calls on every Nigerian to offer prayers for the leaders, most importantly, as the country is preparing for the transition of government at the federal and in most states of the Federation. Bello further restates the commitment of his administration to ensuring that Kogi and its people continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy as it vows to continue paying implementation of policy and programs that will positively touch the lives of citizens until the end of his administration. Kaduna State government has said that no fewer than 214 persons were killed because of attacks by terrorists, communal clashes, and reprisals across the state from January to March 2023. This was disclosed by the State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, in the first quarter 2023 security report it presented to the State Security Council. Aruwan explained that 196 males, 14 females, and 4 minors were killed, while 746 citizens were kidnapped during the period under review. He also said that Kaduna Central Senatorial District remained top on the list with 115 deaths. Receiving the report, Governor Nasir El-Rufai appealed to the federal government to escalate security operations across the 7 frontline states of the Northwest and Niger State within the next weeks, adding that the state government alone will be unable to handle the problem.
There has been some slight year-on-year improvement in fatalities and other incidences of criminality across the state between 2021 and 2022. We thank the federal government for finally authorizing the launch of these combined military and police offensives. We commend the military and security forces for their efforts and sacrifices as they work to uproot the criminals. I wish to stress that in this region, this vital mission requires a comprehensive and consistent sweep across the Northwest and Niger states for sustained success. We appeal for an escalation of security operations over the next 39 days remaining till the end of the tenure of this administration and beyond, so that the change of baton at the federal level does not result in a dangerous lull that criminal outlaws can exploit.
The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has unveiled plans to address the rising cases of online sexual exploitation and sexual extortion in the country. The information is contained in a statement signed and issued to newsmen in Abuja by Mr. Vincent Adekoye, the NAPTIP press officer. The statement quoted the Director General of the agency, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, as cautioning Nigerians against indiscriminate sharing of intimate content and private information with friends and strangers while speaking before the inauguration of the Cybersecurity Response Team. The NAPTIP Cybersecurity Response Team was set up to handle all issues relating to online exploitation. The statement also said Waziri Azi also expressed concern over the careless attitude of some persons who give out inappropriate information of themselves based on their emotion and love. It's the 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM. Salayed, Russian warplane accidentally bombs own city. Fabio Paratici resigns as Tottenham managing director following ban from football. We take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Stay with us.
My baby is 6 months old. Oh my! 6 months old? Wow! Now your baby needs more than breast milk. It's time to introduce mashed meals. In addition to breast milk, begin to give your baby mashed meals that contain at least one item from each of these 5 food groups: eggs, fish or meat, fruits and vegetables, oils, beans, groundnuts, soya or millet, rice, potato, maize or yam from 6 months. In addition to breast milk, your baby needs this combination of food types to grow healthy. This message is from the Anrin Project or your state's Ministry of Health.
ṣọ́ọ̀bù alálùbáríkà tèmídìrẹ ultra modern market gbági market extension.
Golden Bricks Realty and Investment Limited àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó ti ṣàṣeyọrí tó lóòrìn. tèmídìrẹ ultra modern market and shopping mall ọjà gbági tuntun phase 2 wẹ́mà ìwó road Ìbàdàn àti ń tàwọn shops yẹn báyìí o. bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jà títà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ní pẹ́rẹ́wù. ẹ fẹ́ ra sọ lálá. àǹkárá lẹ́sìn gíní báàgì àti bàtà. ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ́ ti lè rọ oúnjẹ jẹ́ wa ń bẹ́ pẹ̀lú. ìjọba ló wà lókèétì ẹ̀. ààbò tó gbógun bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bẹ́ tọ̀sẹ̀ tó rú. wọ́n gbẹ́ bọ́ ò síbẹ̀. wọ́n tún kọ́lé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀ láti ti yípo bẹ̀. ó tóbi ó pọ̀ ó fẹ̀. ó yẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ rẹ́ǹtì ni abẹ́ fẹ́ ra ṣọ́ọ̀bù. ẹ̀yin náà gẹ́gẹ́ tètè lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù báyìí. the Ministry of Trade and Investment room 56 Secretariat Ìbàdàn. wà láyé rẹ̀ kúrẹ́rẹ́. ẹ pè 08028834320 08028834320. àrètí yín lọ́jà tèmídìrẹ gbági tuntun ìlú Ìbàdàn.
As I get belle so, I suppose to dey take care of myself to make my body dey kakaraka.
Okay na, if you wan make you and the pikin wey dey your belle tranga well, make you dey take iron and folic acid medicine every day. When you get belle, when you take iron and folic acid, your blood no go short and the pikin wey dey your belle go dey do well. Plus say, make you dey visit health center wey near you for antenatal care. This message na from Henry Project, Oyo State Ministry of Health.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ẹ má jẹ́ kó wo náírà titun àti àìlègbówó yọ yín lẹ́nu. Hope wà lórí fóònù rẹ, ìfẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà wà ńlẹ̀. Torí náà, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ fowó ránṣẹ́ sí màmá ńlé àbí láti ra owó ìpè fún Àbíkẹ́ láti fún oníbàárà lówó àbí tó oníbàárà bá fẹ́ fún yín lówó. Hope wà lórí fóònù rẹ, ìfẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà wà ńlẹ̀. Èèyàn mi, nọ́mbà fóònù rẹ ní nọ́mbà káàdì ATM àti nọ́mbà àkáǹtì rẹ o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, gbádùn ayé ìrọ̀rùn pẹ̀lú Hope Wallet. Tẹ *569*9# lórí fóònù rẹ kó o sì yan Open Wallet. Tẹ àlàyé nípa ara rẹ síbẹ̀. Ló bá tán, o ti ṣí àpò ìṣúná rẹ nìyẹn. Hope PS Bank á wá fún ẹ ní ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà ṣáńgílítì. Hope àṣeyọrí. Hope Bank nígbà gbogbo.
Welcome. Turning to the foreign scene now. The Defense Ministry in Moscow says a Russian firefighter jet accidentally bombed the city of Belgorod near the border with Ukraine. Regional Governor Vyacheslav Gladovkov said the blast had left a huge crater about 20 meters wide in the city center. He said 2 women were injured and several buildings have been damaged. The ministry said a Su-34 fighter bomber jet accidentally discharged aircraft ordnance. Now, an Indian court has acquitted 68 people accused of the murder of 11 Muslims in the 2002 Gujarat riots. The killings occurred after violence broke out in Naroda Jam district of Ahmedabad city on February 28, 2002. Of its 6 accused, 17 died and 1 was discharged since the hearing first began in 2009. Those tried in the case included former State Minister Maya Kodnani and Badu Bajarangi, a former leader of the right-wing Hindu group Bajrang Dal. The verdict was delivered amid tight security outside the court in Ahmedabad in Gujarat state. Public prosecutor Guranj Vyas said the prosecution would send the verdict to the state's legal department, which would decide whether or not to appeal in a higher court. Now to sport news. Fabio Paratici has resigned as Tottenham Hotspur managing director of football with immediate effect. The move follows the 50-year-old losing his appeal against a 30-month ban, which was extended to have worldwide effect by FIFA from Italian football. Paratici was banned after Juventus, where he was sporting director and managing director before joining Spurs, were found guilty of false accounting. Juventus' 15-point penalty was reversed with the case to be re-examined. However, Paratici, who took up his role at Tottenham in June 2021, had his appeal against his ban, which he received in January, rejected. Just before we go, a recap of the major news headlines. President Buhari has approved immediate suspension of Adamawa State Resident Electoral Commissioner Udu Yunusa Ari. NAPTIP has unveiled cybersecurity team to tackle online sexual exploitation. Russian warplane has accidentally bombs on city. Fabio Paratici has resigned as Tottenham managing director following ban from football. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download Splash FM mobile app on iOS and Google Play Store to listen live, get news updates, opinion poll, and you can also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station, and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawo, assisted by Chinwe Churchill. I am Fumilayo Adetitun. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station. We educate, that's why we are respected. We inform, that's why we are loved. More music,